What's going on, YouTube? It's James with Shyhammer Fantasy Battle Report's got another battle report for you today. Is the Wicked GT 2023 round number 3, guys. What is going on? It's your boy James Silva, and I got you another game here. Today is actually pretty much a doozy. It's actually against one of my longtime Team Mexico teammates. Actually, he has switched the flag on us this year. He actually went with Team America, but this is one of the founding members of Team Mexico, Neil. If it wasn't actually for Neil, I'm just going to put this up there right now because I know Neil does watch my videos. If it wasn't for Neil, I don't think I would have done Team Mexico in the first year in Salamanca 2017, because my brother and I, we try to start the team early on. We try to get this guy, I think his name was Diego from Mexico City, who played Demons, and then I think it was Diego. If it wasn't Diego, it was something else. Armando, was it Armando? I'm trying to remember, man. It's been a while. It's been 7 years, so please, bear with me here. But then we had Mike Hernandez, and then that was like on September, right after we came back from ETC. Like, yeah, let's start our own team. So we picked up Neil, we picked up Max Laporo, we tried to get Justin Berge involved, and then what ended up happening was, one by one, people just started dropping, all the way down to just me, Jesse, and Neil. And Neil came up to me and was just like, "Hey, are we still doing this? Because I want to look at the ticket prices." And I was like, you know what? I don't want to let Neil down. So yes, I'm gonna do it. Fuck it. And my brother was like, "Fuck it, let's just find some motherfucking Mexicans." So we did, and then we started getting lucky. We found Alan, we found Joe Abel, and then we ended up getting Lucas, Charlie, and Hector the first year. Anyways, long story short, we had a great time, Team Mexico, and then it literally was because Neil just asked me if we're still going that we ended up having a 7-year team. Is there 7? Well, actually, there was 2 years that we didn't play because of Corona. Anyways, the world was on lockdown. All right. Anyways, guys. So my first 2 games, I ended up getting a big win. I got a big win against Sean Mooney, and then I got a small win against O'Brien Jennings, who was playing Vampire Coven. After that, I ended up getting a. I'm pretty decent on the scores. I'm trying to look at. I'm gonna try to look it up real quick. Obviously, I'm opening up every other page. That is not what I'm supposed to be looking at, because that's how this goes. Was super unprepared. This is actually the second time I recorded this too. But let's see, rankings. End of round 2, I am actually in 6th place. My brother is in 3rd place. My brother actually had 2 big wins. He had a big win against Johnny Pike, and then he had another win. I forgot who he played round 2. It might have been CJ. I think it was CJ. But he ended up getting, he ends up playing Joel Flint, who's the guy we drove down with, which is fucking hilarious to me. Joel just played Neil the last round, and they got a 10-10, and then Sigborn is fighting Derek for first place. This game is actually pretty crucial for both Sigborn and I, against Derek and Neil, because this is going to determine who gets the first place, basically, in the whole tournament. All right. Neil's list. Let's go over that real quick. Neil's playing Dread Elves. He's playing. Here you go. Here's the list. He has a Temple Exarch with Alchemy. He has a Temple Exarch with Divination. He has an Adept of Witchcraft. He has an Assassin. 15 auxiliaries, 10 Temple Militants, which I thought for some reason were called something else. They basically used to be the bitch elves, I used to call them. The 5 Shadow Riders, the 10 Corsairs, the 20 Guard, the 17 Judicators, a Raptor Chariot, Hunting Chariots, 10 Shadow Riders with crossbows, and a Leviathan. Alright. As for magic, he ended up picking up Spectral Blades, Raven's Wing, Twisted Effigy, Quicksilver Lash, Glory of Gold, and Curse of the Phantom Queen. As for me, I ended up taking Scorching Salvo, Pyroflow, Enveloping Embers, and Fireball. I ended up getting Raven's Wing, which I even forgot that I got Raven's Wing. As I pulled the card out, I was like, Raven's Wing. And then Neil's like, Raven's Wing's awesome. And I go, I fucking forget I have Raven's Wing because I think it's the most useless spell on the Wizard Crown. And we just kind of were like, no, it's not. Yes, it is. And I didn't even use it because I totally forgot I even had it. Anyways, which actually could have came in play a couple times, because you'll see in a bit, Koopa is on the other side of the table, and Koopa is spending a lot of time moving closer, which is fucking hilarious, because if I would have just remembered I had Raven's Wing. Anyways, as you can see, this is him deploying. We had a just to go into this picture here, I know I just kind of jumped ahead on the deployment. There's a building in the center of the table. The building is a pain in my ass. What ended up happening is there's two halves of the table. There's a half on the right side and a half on the left side. We're playing flag scenario, so what I ended up doing was putting all my flags on the left side, which I probably shouldn't have done that different, maybe. But I ended up putting the savages in the forest like a dumbass. Like a dumbass, because I'm not gonna get shot turn one like this because I'm taking first turn. So I don't even have to worry about being in the goddamn forest. But I did put the goblins in the forest. I put the boars on the left. I put the forest goblins in the center because I didn't know which way he was going to deploy. He could have deployed right heavy or left heavy, and I wanted the forest goblins to be the BGKs are going to be the main force to start picking wounds off. I got my Kate Pack Ruckus and Koopa on the right side heavy. I figured if he puts pretty much most of his units are infantry, so if any of those really got into the infantry, they would have a field day and have a lot of fun. And then Zod's kind of in the center to keep, obviously, a leadership bubble. I got my new guy. Nobody really... actually, I'm sorry. I got my new guy, my Orc Chariot. I do want to hear your guys' suggestions. I do have a name kind of picked out, but I kind of want to hear what you guys have to say. Maybe you guys come up with something better that I like. So if you guys have, this is the name of the contest for my Orc Chariot, my solo Orc Chariot. I got my Grotlings running up over there. Did I paint them brown now? I did. Okay, I was just checking because they're standing right in front of me as I make this video. On the left side, as you can see, he puts his Judicators on the left. He put his auxiliaries in the center with the Mist Leviathan in the middle of them. He has a unit Obsidian Guard up on the left, and then he has all his chariots in the middle, and then he has his Temple Militants and his Corsairs on the right side. Or not his Corsairs, I'm sorry, his Shadow Riders on the right side. The Corsairs are actually in the center of the table, looking straight at those Grotlings. There's Neil with his Mexico shirt, and my brother behind him with his Mexico vest and Mexico shirt from 20... Damn, who gave him that shirt? Because I thought that was a 2018 shirt. Unless it's one of my shirts. Fuck, I don't know. Did he buy a shirt? He wasn't even there. The fuck? Where'd you get that shirt, Jesse? What shirt is that? Maybe he just bought a shirt and I don't remember. Anyways, turn one, Orcs and Goblins. What I ended up doing is I ended up moving the Grotlings up. Now, I just explained this to Hermanard. I ended up putting them a little too far ahead. Because he asked me, how did you lose this game? I ended up putting him a little too far ahead, and I was very aggressive with the Trolls. Trolls moved up pretty fast because I thought maybe I would get a charge on the next turn. What I wasn't thinking about was that he could overrun into my Trolls using any charge there. It's only about 9 to 10 inches away, which he has about 3 or 4 Swift Striders right there looking at the Grotlings. Anyways, my Lone Orc Chariot is actually just kind of sitting behind the hill. This is still the old rules, guys, and I will continue posting videos of the old rules because I am not playing the new rules till after ETC. Anyways, there's my Lone Orc Chariot behind the hill, and nobody could see him. He's fine right there. He's just kind of looking at the frontage of the Savages and the Trolls. My Green Guard had to move forward to start putting some wounds into somebody, and my Boar Boys actually sit back, and I think the reason for that was because I didn't need to move forward, and they didn't really have anything to do. Zod's looking at the right side. My BGKs move over to the left, but the BGKs really don't have a good target except for his chaff over there behind the hill. I do see his flank, even though he's hiding behind the hill, but since I see his flank, I actually got free shots with my volley fire all into him. And magic, I got one of the flux. Go ahead and I do everything I can to try to kill that unit. But I only do 4 wounds. He has 1 piece of chaff left, which he is going to abuse right now, and it's going to start off turn 1. Dread Elves turn 1. Neil Hamilton is going to go ahead and use his chaff to cover me. Now, he has his Obsidian Guard on the hill. His Obsidian Guard is basically just setting up for a charge, and he's hoping that I fail my frenzy check. Go that way. Excuse me. He's going to charge his Corsairs into my Grotlings. I didn't really care about this. I'm like, yeah, whatever. I'll give fucking Grotlings. All right. But you'll see what happens there. Magic, he gets a 3 on the flux, and the one thing he does, and by the way, there's the right side of the table, is he ends up doing Twisted Effigy onto my Goblins. I think I try to stop, like, I don't even know what I try to stop. Maybe Spectral Blades. I want to say it was Spectral Blades or something like that. But he ended up doing Twisted Effigy. I forgot he even had Twisted effigy. Puts it on my goblins, which this does suck. He does Gloria Gold here, and I'm like, oh, I mean, okay, I guess. I don't really care that you have flaming. And then it dawned on me when he put his attribute on my trolls. I was like, oh, he's going to try to overrun right now into me. Shit. Over here, his hunting chariot does shoot into my K-Pack and does a wound. I think this is... Yeah, these are the ones that are making me no longer have Swift Stride, so that does suck. Over here, he shoots his auxiliaries into my savages, ended up killing off 3, 4, 5 of them. And then over here, he ends up doing... killing off my Grotlings, overrunning, and he overruns right into... Boom! My trolls. Motherfucker. Motherfucker. And I can't even help my trolls out because my savages are facing the wrong way. Turn 2. Orcs and Goblins. Orcs and Goblins turn 2. I'm going to give you guys a 3-second warning on a 3, 2, 1. Wog! I'm going to wog. Now, I charged the K-Pack. They needed a 10 in to get that hunting chariot that just shot me. Okay? He flees. Flees off the table. Okay? Koopa is going to charge into the fucking Temple Militants up there, and Ruckus is actually going to play the chaff game and stay in front of those guys over there. Because if the K-Pack fail, the K-Pack will just stumble forward, and then basically he's going to try to charge me. So I charge here. Boom. Koopa goes, or Ruckus goes right there. Basically, if he charges into Ruckus, it is a front charge, and he's only going to be able to get 2 guys in with the wheel, so that's fine. The Lone Orc Chariot charges, boom, into the single guy. My other goblins rank up into a unit of 5 wide. I don't even think I needed to do this. I probably could have just stayed 10 wide and just shot again. But I think part of the problem was since he's partial on the hill, I'm not going to be able to actually hit that much to begin with, to be fair. Don't know why I did rank of 5. This is something that I'm just kind of looking at like, why did I do this? I don't know. I don't fucking know. K-Pack failed the charge. Koopa got in. Boom. Way up there. And we're going to see how that goes. Magic can go ahead and do an Enveloping Embers onto his Obsidian Guard, and I only kill off 4. That's some bullshit, man. That is some bullshit. You know what I miss about the Enveloping Embers? I think I do hit 20 of them, but I do miss hitting every single model in the unit. I do miss that. I only kill 4. As for Koopa ends up killing the whole fucking unit here. They do 2 wounds onto Koopa, but Koopa don't give a flying fuck. He's gonna look this way, but his other guy is hiding behind the hill. Over here, the Corsairs actually kill off 3 of my trolls, but my trolls ended up killing off 8 of him. And he's going to stay there because he did win combat, but I am steadfast and I do stick. That's how the table looks. My Orc Chariot just decided to overrun to get out of the way of the savages so I don't chaff myself. And if he does want to charge me, that's fine. I don't give a flying fuck. And that's how the table looks. Let's go into turn 2. Dread Elves. Dread Elves turn 2. He charges his Obsidian Guard into my savages. Now he does need a 10 to get in. And he does. He charges these 2 chariots into the trolls. By the way, I'm just going to state this right now. Neil is pretty fucking drunk in this whole game. So stuff he's doing is kind of cracking me up because he's saying a lot of funny shit that he doesn't even realize he's doing. But he charges both of these chariots into the trolls. He cannot crisscross or hit both in because of the Orc Chariot that's in the way. So one of them is going to fail the charge. He could get them both into no problem into the right side of the troll, but the problem is he can't get the other one to the left side of the troll. So it's going to have a failed charge. And the Mist Leviathan is charging into my 1 Orc Chariot, but he's in Zod's leadership bubble, so he just basically holds on the terror check and he gets in. So like I said, he fails at 1, he gets the other one in. Boom, boom, boom. He charged into the K-Pack, you son of a bitch. And he walks around Ruckus, son of a bitch. I was hoping that he just kind of failed that charge. I don't know what I was planning. I think if I fled, he just charged with the fucking... No, he can't charge because Ruckus was holding him. I don't know. I think I was just hoping that he failed the charge, but he nails it. Magic gets 2 on the Flux, goes ahead and gets Spectral Blades off on these guys. This basically fucks me up. This fucks me up. He has 15, 16, 17 guys in the unit still. Out of 20... I think he lost... Well, he lost 4, so I know that for a fact. He lost 4. So he has 16 guys that are in the unit, and then 1 character. Over here, these auxiliaries, going to come up here and just start shooting into my goblins to kill off 5 goblins. Over here, he does just pop me. I think I did 1 wound to him, but he just killed like 4. I'm just too far from my general at this point, and I just pop. And over here, he ends up doing one wound onto the Orc Chariot, but the Orc Chariot actually holds. He has a charge, a flank, a big flank, and a wound and fear. I'm leadership 4 with Zod there, and I fucking pass it, no fucking problem. He's like, ugh. Yeah, the Savages, I don't have a picture of the combat, but what ended up happening was he ended up killing off, I want to say roughly about 10 to 15 Savages, no problem. No problem. He's hitting me on like twos, wounding me on like threes with a reroll or twos of the reroll, and he just I think it was threes with a reroll, but he just kills so many savages. My savages go back and they end up killing off. Originally there was 17 there, now there's 7. So I ended up killing off 10 of him, which is great. Which is great. I mean, but he overruns this direction. When he overruns into this direction, though, it basically puts it where nobody's in line of sight except for maybe Zod, right? I don't know why I was fearing his general. His general was. I don't think it was the general. I think I was just fearing the fact that he had a rank and a banner. Or in the steadfast. I don't know what I was fearing. I don't even fear the fucking spectral blades. I don't know what the fuck I was fearing. I don't know. But he has a general with alchemy. Oh, he does have shield breaker, which that could be dangerous. That could be real dangerous. But I think Zod wins that. What the fuck are Kenray scales? What the fuck are Kenren scales? I don't even know. I don't know, but I was afraid of shit going into that unit. Let's go start off Orcs and Goblins, turn number 3. Orcs and Goblins, turn 3. The Boar Boys charge into his auxiliaries. He's like, oh shit, so he flees. When he fled, my goblins pushed him further, which pushed him through the other auxiliaries. They panic. They will also flee. You can see how far everything ran. He was hoping I redirected with boars into the Judicators. I decided, fuck that. I'm just going to fail the charge and just call it a day there. Let him waste his turn charging me versus me charging him. Now, Zod charges the Mist Leviathan that's pinned down. I think that was part of it. Truthfully, that's the better play. The better play was I charged the Mist Leviathan with Zod, and I just used the BGKs to kill the shit out of the Obsidian Guard. I fuck up. You'll see why. This is why I fuck up. I move my goblins this way to shoot the shit out of his Obsidian Guard. I only kill off 3, which I'm pretty sure this is from just magic, because I think he has Twisted Effigy on me. He does. That's why I didn't shoot the fucking Obsidian Guard. This is magic. Magic, I end up killing off 3 with like a fireball. That's about it. I take that back. I kill more than 3. He has 10, 11, 12, 13. He ends up with 8. So I kill 5 of these guys with Pyro, but that was it. Zod, I don't have a picture of it up there, but you can kind of see it in this picture. Zod goes in, impact hits, and just fucking destroys this fucking Leviathan. Destroys it. I want to say it ran away, and I let the Orc Chariot chase it, but Zod turns around and said, look at the troll to maybe help out the troll. Turn 3, Orcs and Goblins. Dread Elves. Dread Elves, turn 3, charges the remaining Judicators in here. I just have to grin and watch it. He charges these Shadow Riders over here into the Trolls. Gotta grin and watch it. And he's going to turn his other guys around. He charges into... It's a long charge. He charges into my BGKs, but he fails that charge. And the 2 auxiliary units actually rally. One of them has his wizard in there. I guess his warlock. No? Is it the warlock? I don't know who the fuck's in there. I don't know. Could be his alchemist. I don't know. Alright. So the trolls are about to get their asses kicked. Zod's looking this way. The other guy up there, I think he fled from something. No, not yet. He doesn't flee yet. Something dies or something and it causes him to flee towards the edge of the table. Over here, he gets in. And as you can see, that's how the table looks. Okay. Magic gets a 1 on the flux, goes ahead and does a Quicksilver Lash onto Zod. This actually really fucking hurts me. Does about 2 to 3 wounds. Over here, he ends up killing off my Boar Boys. I look like he regenerated 2 guys. I don't even know. That's about it. My turn. Orcs and Goblins, turn number 4. I don't have any charges. I think I charged Zod. I take that back. I charged Zod. Boom! Into the flank of these guys. My troll has stuck there in combat. There's 2 trolls there. They've been sticking in combat because he's whiffing, or he fails to wound, or I regen. So the trolls are actually holding, and I decided to kill some guys behind me because of reasons, right? I moved my Forest Goblins this way to work on his Obsidian Guard, and I turned my other Goblins that way to face on his Judicators. I probably should have done it in reverse. I probably should just focus all my fire on 1 unit. But that's how the table looks, right? Zod did go in. Magic, I get a 8 on the flux. Big phase. Big phase. Go ahead and I do enveloping embers. Kill off. Looks like 4 of these guys. Yeah, like whatever, 3 or 4 of these guys. Go ahead and I do all my shots with throwing weapons and everything into the obsidian guard. I end up killing off a couple of them, leaving him with 3 characters left, or 3 obsidian guard left, and 1 character, his general. And then over here, close combat, I just impact hits, kills off like 5 or 6 of these guys, and Zod just wipes them out. Wipes them out. Now, because I wiped him out, and he ends up killing off my troll, which he had to do 3 wounds. He did do all 3 wounds, and I failed all 3 of my regens. But because he killed my troll, he is free on his turn. I need to block that chariot from getting into my BGKs, which is some bullshit. Bullshit, right? So I overrun. I need a 6 or 7, and I'll block his overrun. He could charge into Zod all day. I overrun this way, and I ran too far. I ran 8 inches. I hit the building. He was so drunk. He was just like, ha ha ha, whatever, you're going to run into a building. And I was like, that wasn't the plan. My plan was just to stay in front of you. It's going to start off turn 4. Dreadol's turn 4. He charges here into the Goblins. Goblins going to stand, shoot, kill off 2. Does not cause a panic. Charges here, and I'm just going to have to grin and bear it. Now, the good news is if he kills enough, I'm going to be holding steadfast inside the forest. Bad news is he's going to fucking kill enough. Over here, he charges into Ruckus. I think Ruckus tried a long bomb charge, and I failed it. So he gets into Ruckus here, and yeah. And over here, he charges into this guy, and this guy just started fleeing. Magic Yellow 4 in the Flux goes ahead, and he gets gold over here. Over here, he just wipes out my Goblins. Goblins do kill 2 more. He has 4 of these guys running around, 3 of the Obsidian Guard running around, and it's a flag scenario. Over here, he does win combat. He does kill my BSB outright, but he reforms this way. I do hold steadfast because I'm in the forest, and I failed to reform. Over here, he ends up doing 3 wounds out to Ruckus. He has a charge and a flank. Ruckus fails to kill the guy, and Ruckus runs away. Yep. It's going to start off turn 5, Orcs and Goblins. Orcs and Goblins turn 5. There's not much I could do here. You can see he has his guys there. I can't do shit in magic. I think Zod just turned around to face the music. Koopa's coming around the top spot. And he just wipes out my unit over here. Actually, I take it back. He killed my wizard, and then I reform outside of the forest like a dumbass. It's going to start off my turn. Orcs and Goblin, or how does this go? That might have been an old charge marker. But yeah, as you can see, this is Zod and Koopa coming around the corner. It's going to be his turn. He just basically turns to start shooting Koopa. He does a lot of magic into Koopa. He turns all his units into Zod. And then I think I charge him. These pictures are really weird. I'm sorry. This is the end of the game. One of the big issues I had in Wicked was just the time. It was real fast games, 2.5 hour games, and there's a lot to get done. So right now, Drunk Neil is rushing, and if you've ever seen Drunk Neil rush, it's fucking hilarious. He chaffs Koopa with the chariot. His assassin is yet to pop up. He only has 3 guys left in that Obsidian Guard unit. His general pops out of the unit and just kind of stands over here, hoping to get some more alchemy off on Zod. Yeah. He shoots everything he can into Koopa, but he only does, it looks like he only did 3 wounds total into Koopa. My turn, I decided to, he obviously killed off my Goblins. My turn, turn 6, I end up either trying to charge this guy or the unit. I decided to try to go for the unit because it's flag scenario, right? And there's only 3 of them. I only have to kill 3. So I'm about to charge, and I think he pops out his, no, he doesn't pop out his character yet. I charge in. He gives me a champ. I kill the champ. He holds his roll there. And his turn 6, he pops out the assassin. The assassin goes ahead and tries to swing into Zod. He fails to kill Zod. Now he does have a charge on the flank, but he doesn't do anything to Zod. Magic, he does a Quicksilver Lash here into Koopa. Does a couple wounds. Doesn't kill him. Queen of the Phantom Queen here. It goes off. It doesn't do shit to Zod. He ends up getting up to 6 wounds onto Koopa, but Koopa's still fine. He ends up doing, Zod ends up killing the assassin here, and that is the game. Whew. This game was brutal. It's a big loss for me, and because it's a big loss for me, it catapults Neil to where Neil is basically untouchable. There's only one guy on top who could potentially stop Neil, and that is Derek. But if not, Neil's about to just explode and win the whole tournament, which spoiler alert, Neil wins the whole tournament. Anyways, yeah, that's the game, man. This game was kind of a learning experience for me for several reasons. Number one, it's the number of bodies I need to withstand an MSU army. I feel like I needed a lot more bodies. Just that simple. I just needed more bodies. As you can see, he had a lot of units that only had 3 left, 2 left, and I could have done that. I could have done that. Number two is the building fucking with me. I think that I could have played that a lot different. Obviously, I took first turn because I was afraid of him shooting me. I didn't realize that his list wasn't that shooty. It does have 30 crossbow shots, or is it 60? I forgot. Hold on. I think it's 30. It might be 40. But besides the crossbow shots, and there's a couple hunter shots, it's not that shooty. I probably should have just been able to focus a little bit more instead of trying to rush it with the trolls. I did lose the trolls kind of like a dumbass, and that's okay. Like I said, I feel like it's a learning experience to it. I do have a couple choice words with Neil the next day, but Neil doesn't really remember the game. Like I said, he was pretty drunk. All right, and then let's see. He has 60 crossbow shots. I mean, it's a pretty decent amount. Um, Everything for the deployment I felt like was off, to the tactics I felt like I was off. There was a turn around turn 2 or 3 where, 2 of the units are fleeing and I'm just working on a couple of his units, and I think that during those rounds I felt like I was doing really good. But then after that it just started to crumble, and it started to crumble pretty fast. Even losing the savages, I didn't feel worry too much about losing the savages. It sucked that I didn't even think I lost that bad. I think I just failed to hold. And just failing to hold just kind of like fucks me up there. And overall, I think that I feared that unit for the wrong reasons. I should have just been able to charge it a lot sooner, but I think I just always assumed that somebody has a killy lord that's going to kill my general. But I think Zod could have done fine inside the Obsidian Guard unit. Yeah. Overall, like I said, I got 2 points. It wasn't horrible, but that game kind of hammers me down into the next one. I'm going to go ahead and put the video up with Neil, and then I'll go over my closing arguments here, my closing thoughts, and I'll be right back.
Needed a video with Neil.
All right.
So we're just gonna talk about how our game went yesterday.
I don't remember.
Yeah, you were pretty drunk.
Yeah.
All right. Pretty drunk. He still beat me. 18-2.
Yeah, you wad too early. And,
I didn't walk too early. I was fine with my log.
Okay.
It still scared you.
Yeah, I fled.
Yeah, he fled exactly. I think the big difference was the chariot going in.
Yeah.
Because at that point, before that happened, you had 2 units running towards the edge of the table.
Okay.
I had my BSB and my pyro still fine, just to kill the rest of it. You only had 3 in one unit, 2 in the other.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
the same. Like, it's just all my shit dies, but then my characters still do word.
By the way, does your assassin have lethal strikes or no?
No.
Okay, so I didn't care.
No.
All right.
Nope.
Yeah, but Zod's still stuck at the end, man. Did you have fun?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, our game was fun. Yeah, it's good that we could just I was just shoving shit at you.
Yeah. I put down in the sportsmanship that you were drunk.
Yeah, I saw that. It might happen again next game too.
All right.
All
So
right.
Neil's leaving me. He's going for
I'm
Team
sorry.
USA. Don't be sorry, bro.
I'm sorry.
I told you he's like a Stark and a Greyjoy. All right, man.
All right.
And then he also won this last game he just played right here. So Neil's pretty much riding the top right now, right? You lose to Pablo? Uh-oh. Okay. Hi, Elves.
All right. So, at the end of the game, let's see. After Neil, none of them really got a lot of points. King Koopa did get 385 points. Savages got 230. Zod got 520. Zod's probably the MVP this round because he did kill an assassin and some units. He did help kill the Leviathan, and he ended up coming back to kill off fucking, what are those, Shadow Riders. So, Zod was putting in a lot of work. Zod only had 1 wound left, though, and so did Koopa. Koopa had 2 wounds left. But, give Neil another round, I would have been just entirely wiped out. As for everybody else, they just did so. The Trolls actually held a lot of points because they literally were an anvil in the middle of the table. If they had 1 less attack or no pukes or, any of that, they probably would have ran a lot sooner because they didn't have enough attacks to do enough damage. I'm gonna argue that till the day I die. I think two attacks on trolls is so stupid in the new book. Besides that, it was a fun game. It's fun, always fun to play with Neil, and I kind of feel like not bad, but I kind of feel bad that I don't put up a bigger fight against Neil recently. But like I said, these games are real crucial for how I'm playing now. Um, and I like games like this that make me learn, you know what I mean? That make me feel like, oh, I need to fix this in my list. This is a glaring flaw. All right. So games like this are kind of what designed my list in the long run. You know. Next game I'm playing against CJ. CJ got a big win, big loss, big win, and he's basically putting him right around the same score as I have. And that's going to be a fun game. That's going to be a lot of fun when I make it. I only have a couple weeks left before ETC is coming up, and I'm trying to figure out what to do with some core points. I got about 300 core points that I'm trying to incorporate and use it in a good fashion. I had a talk with Hermanard today, and hopefully what we came up with will work. We'll see. Anyways, guys, hope you guys enjoy this. I enjoyed making it, and until next time.